welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we signed for an MLS record. We win a game at home, and I guess that was last week. Anyway, we're a little discombobulated. As you can tell, we are down 2 people. So pour one out for James and DPG. They'll be back hopefully next week. We'll see. Are we? Yeah. There you go.
Fingers crossed.
MFC Neo Tokyo. That is Serena, and we are here to talk about all sorts of fun things. And I tried to make a joke. It didn't land, and now I rambled my way here. What is going on, and how are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I feel like just a little untethered or like unmoored without the Fire playing. And yeah, just we're at that point of the year too. Like August is starting. I feel like European leagues are going to start soon, but not yet. Kind of like at the end of the transfer window. So it's the August feeling starting up.
Because that's your jam, is the European schedule. The Fire are your local home, but the European leagues are where you're gonna get rolling. So, man, crap! I'm gonna take us off. Oh man, we're gonna go on a tangent. So you missed last week, so I have to ask you a quick question. We talked in nausea about the MLS schedule, and part of what I like about it personally is that you can watch European soccer, and then when that's over, you still like MLS is going on, and then when MLS is over, you got other soccer going on. Like, so as a mainly like as a big time European soccer supporter, what do you like it that way, or would you still rather the Fire be on the international calendar?
No, honestly, I like having soccer year round. So when the Fire ends, it's Bundesliga time. When Bundesliga ends, it's Fire time. I also feel like honestly it'd be kind of exhausting not that I wake up that late every weekend, but like you gotta wake up early for some of these European games. So like waking up early on Saturday to like really sit down for 2 hours and wear your jersey or whatever, and then on the same day go to the Fire game.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys, you have done the double duty of a baseball game and then a Fire game.
Yeah,
but still, that's still like,
and it's exhausting
in the waking hours at least, right? So yeah. So then here's a dumb question: do you guys go out after the game at all ever? Like I go home. I'm always, oh yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I not on the double. I mean, honestly, the double header games, we definitely just go home. But usually, I feel like because it's just such a pain to get out of Soldier Field unless you're driving, we're always like, if it's kind of early and we've just walked all the way downtown from the field, we're like, well, what's 10 more minutes walk to just like get one drink while we wait for the train to arrive, or we wait to figure out what our best route home is. We don't usually go crazy after the game is played.
You're not burning the city down, like
not every time. There was a time, I think it was last season, when Celsius was still sponsoring MLS. I don't think they are anymore.
No, but they are. They're just not giving us it for free anymore.
I don't know though, because I saw a bunch of C2, C4.
Oh, no way. Did I miss this?
I saw a bunch of billboard or like ads for that at the Fire last time, and I feel like they wouldn't have both. So I don't know. But yeah, one of the games I had, and I love Celsius, but I don't usually drink them at whatever, like 7 p.m. And I had one, I chugged it, so because you can't take it in, so I chugged like almost the whole thing before
Brilliant
the game,
idea.
And I made us. Yeah, I mean, I had a great game, but I made us stay out. I made us like go to like a bar for like 2 hours after the game. It was not a pretty night.
You're like, boy, what's up? We're kicking it. What's going on? Yeah, what a brilliant idea. After people have been drinking, let's hand them a Celsius 30 feet from the door of the stadium. Anyway,
exactly.
All right. To get finally down to business. Yeah, good times. So Son Heung-min has signed officially for LAFC, $26.5 million, which is a league record. Is Son a league record worthy signing in your opinion?
I think yes. I think yes. I don't know. I feel like even just for I guess it depends on your angle. I don't know that much about LAFC's record or what they need to happen to make playoffs, or how good or bad they are. So I think that would probably, if I knew that, I could probably make a more educated opinion. But I do feel like just for the league, and for purely marketing purposes, even like having a big name. I mean, he's really popular. He gets a lot of different, different demographics kind of supporting, and I do feel like it's worth it even just in that sense. So
I think you're totally right.
I'm for it.
Like as a hater, I am a self-proclaimed hater. We don't need to go into it, but it's gonna like there are a few people who are like, oh man, what's the word? Like it's like the Beatles, right? There's few people that wherever they go, like Mo Salah, every Egyptian,
Shohei Ohtani,
yeah, will root for wherever Mo Salah is. Same thing with Ohtani. So like, Son is very much like that. Wow, Portland just scored. So anywho, but no, Son's he's like that. And to be fair, had Long not gotten injured, I think this would look even better because now it's like, oh crap, they need a center defender. I know some people are nervous if like Bouanga and Son are going to pass the ball to each other, but I have faith. I think it'll be all right.
I think they'll figure it out.
Yeah. So
and how old is he? 33. So
which
maybe he'll be a little bit less like, I don't know. Maybe I also just, I mean, not to interrupt myself, but I actually just saw right before this that there was like a press conference and he said he like admitted he didn't actually like he initially wasn't wanting to go to LAFC or like he wasn't interested at first, and then he was convinced by the project and the description after the meetings he had, which I thought was a funny thing to just bluntly say like that. Like I did not want to go.
Well, because
they convinced me. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it's good for somebody to be honest because like there is still a stigma out there about this league and stuff like that. But that I was shocked personally. Like maybe 33 scares teams away, but I thought he had plenty more top 5 years in him.
Me too. I was shocked that he was leaving Spurs. I mean, again, I don't follow Spurs that closely, but and I obviously know that the change in leadership is what sparked all of this, but I was still shocked. I mean, he was just such a face of the club, and I feel like again, like you go honestly anywhere, but especially like you go to London, the amount of little kids you see with Son jerseys, like if it's pretty much like if you see a Tottenham jersey, what's going to be on the back of it.
At this
point,
so
it's just crazy to give up like a club legend for kind of like not that old. And
what did they finish? 16th or 17th or 7th?
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, not good at all.
They won a trophy.
And then the year after they sold Harry Kane, right? Like after they sold. So of course he wants out. Like honestly, I'm concerned about Tottenham. But so you say league record worthy,
as we should be.
Word. So I was shocked to hear that was a league record. I thought we had paid like the league had bought guys at more money, but I guess for a very long time and like with people like Messi, they just waited until the contract ran out.
Yeah. And like I feel like with everybody else too, there is a lot of like behind the scenes loopholing going on with contracts or with just financials. So I was like I don't know what the actual total is that we've paid for anybody. Like who knows what it actually is, but I was surprised too.
It used to be mad murkier. They used to not. They were just like it used to. You used to.
We paid this much.
Yeah, exactly. Because they just recently they've been really like as in the last 5-6 years they've really actually told us what they're buying and selling players for. So, so in that same vein, let's move on here to another groundbreaking moment for Major League Soccer. Djordje Milhailovic, former Fire legend, sold to TFC from.
Say that first. That's the most important part.
So apparently this is brand new. Like not even like at those summer meetings or some shit. So there's now a mechanism where teams can pay cash straight up transfer fees for guys in league. And so TFC said, let's spend $8 million on Djordje Milhailovic to restart this project after the Italian fire, we'll call it. So I know this is like horrible for Colorado. Like they're starting to get picked apart like from the vultures.
Yeah.
But like Djordje, $8 million? Like, am I crazy? You could have told me 2 and I was like,
that
wow.
Feels, yeah, I mean, it just really feels like out of left field, and like the timing, like just surprised that that's who was like the emergency stopgap, and that's how much they're willing to pay for it. Not that not that he's not good, but just also note on his Wikipedia page, he still is pictured wearing a Fire jersey. So
excellent,
important,
very important. No, I like him as a player. I always have. It's wild, isn't it? So
I just wonder what calls went into that. Like, who picked up the phone and said, "Okay, you know what we need to do? Like, what talks culminated in this?" And then for them to actually go forward with it. I wonder too if, like, I don't know, Colorado was just like, "Oh, you want him? I don't know. Yeah, you can have him. You can pay $8 million," and they're like, "Sure."
No,
Colorado's like, "Shit."
No, apparently here's the story. Colorado has been like, "Bitch, please." They keep smacking down offers, and eventually, Djordje was like, "Wait a second, we're talking about a lot of money here, dog. I don't mind. Let's get this going." So honestly, and I don't know if you know this either. Former Fire player Navarro, was it Rafael Navarro? He is being pursued by Fluminense or whatever, however you say it, right?
Really? Yeah, Fluminense. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, which Colorado is trying to be like, no, I don't want this. Like, they wanted to make a run, and now they're being picked apart. But Djordje at $8 million seems like a lot. But I guess I am the one who has always said you can pay a guy $1 billion. It doesn't matter. Like, you pay him $1 over the DP mark or $1 billion, it's all the same. So, so who cares, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's another thing is it might be like a use it or lose it thing in the MLS rules. Like, you get one, like, interleague buy, who knows? But I don't know, man. Pour one out for Colorado.
Yeah,
which is sad. And then
it's interesting too because he's 26, I guess. I mean, not that that's old, but it's not like he's spring chicken. Like, he's been a few places, so good for him.
Well, he knows the league. He can perform in this league, and what is the most important thing in any team? That's spine. And so if they can get him in the center, maybe they can spend $27.5 million and break the record and get a striker and then get a center back. All of a sudden, Toronto looks a lot better. So
I guess, and that is kind of what I was thinking. Like, at 26, you're not young enough to be like young, like a fresh young thing that you're willing to invest in, but you're not quite old enough to be like the main man leading everybody and like kind of that backbone. But I guess you're right. If he has been to a few different teams all within league, he does have the experience, even if he doesn't have necessarily the age.
No, he performed so well when he was in Vancouver, and he had when he was in Chicago, he was amazing, and then he had that big injury, and I think everybody got scared that he was never going to be the same. You know what I mean? Which, God, that still hurt. But I want to move on real quick to another one. I'm sorry. I'm such an MLS sicko. You have these channels that are going to talk about the big news. We're talking about the MLS news, baby. So we brought up you pronounced it correctly. Could you do that again for me?
Fluminense.
Thank you. So they're after Lucho Acosta, FC Dallas.
Wow. I did not hear that. Yeah, this is a good thing that one of us knows about MLS transfers.
So they're talking about 3.5 mil, which sounds about right for a Lucho Acosta. I mean, he played completely lights out in Cincy. He goes to, I guess, he went from Mexico. Oh, God, what was the Lucho Acosta train here? DC?
Cincy to Dallas to Fluminense.
Yes.
It's DC
to Dallas, but DC? But before Mexico, DC, he was in Mexico.
And Dallas.
So DC, Mexico, Dallas, or Cincy and Dallas. So he's performed every time he's been in the league, and one bad stop, like one rough year or start to the year in Dallas, man, if you're $3.5 million is nothing to take a chance on a guy who could really explode and like actually do something incredible. Let's see here.
Since he wasn't that long, I mean, it was 2024, so it really
Well, yeah, it's just not working in Dallas, which is crazy. But I don't know. I mean, they got rid of Jesus Ferreira, which I don't know how that's going in Seattle. He might have got hurt, but yeah, it just blows the mind. Speaking of blowing the mind, remember all that shit we talked about Max Arfsten on one of your first episodes?
A lot of names came out that first episode, so I remember.
So apparently Middlesbrough won him, and the crew are saying no, they're making their cup run. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a much different time in existence for an MLS team to turn down a move overseas than it used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be an absolute travesty for the player's career.
Yeah. But honestly, yeah, I mean, Middlesbrough.
Well,
better chance to stay there and do well and be picked up by somebody better.
Or
stay there and become a club legend.
You're talking about Middlesbrough and MLS. You're talking about similar levels, in my opinion, of soccer, right? Middlesbrough is still in the championship, correct? So,
I think so.
So for me, where are you going to be the flashiest? Like, and not like doing stepovers, but like, where are you going to get the most love, hype, maybe like on enough TV screens, that star power?
Exactly, PR.
Yeah, exactly, to build a little bit more cash and to get on your respected national team. In this instance, unfortunately, Jeddah is going to start, even if he's still got like one leg. But still, for other players, I think it just makes sense to be where you're the biggest, be where you can be the brightest star and be happy.
Definitely.
To
a point, of course, because that's, I would have said that about Florian Wirtz, for example. But I guess at a certain point, maybe that kind of thing runs its course once you get to be a big enough star that you don't need that. But I think we're not there yet with Maximilian yet.
No, I think Max Arfsten is still has some room to grow.
Exactly.
Speaking of growing, we've been talking about this all the time. Matt Turner to New England is actually official. Last week,
what a shit show.
It could have been worse. I thought it was going to take the whole rest of the window.
I thought it would take a long time. Yeah, that's true. I was shocked at how expediently they washed their hands of it.
I mean, you got to respect it. Like, they need him. Like, Lyon would improve as a team if they had him. They just can't.
Yeah.
They just can't make it happen. And then Muller to Vancouver is a done deal. I guess before we talk about that, is Turner going to be successful in MLS, or have we watched, are we watching the downfall?
I don't know. I feel like it's tough, especially just after what he just went through with that. I mean, that can't feel good, or it just can't. Mentally, I feel like it's got to be kind of tough to be jerked around like that and kind of back and forth, and you're planning on one thing and you're expecting one thing, and then you're kind of like kicked down from it. I feel like, it just might be hard mentally to recover from that. We'll see, though. I mean, he doesn't feel anything about it. Maybe he's fine. Maybe I'm reading all these feelings into him.
Well, yeah, every person is different, right? So, some people that's motivating, and they're like,
maybe he's now, exactly,
might play the best ball of his life.
Everybody wrong.
But other people, that might be the literal end of their career, and they can't mentally get past it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wild to think. I don't dislike Mac Turner, despite what might have been said last week. But I am glad that this got wrapped up. I talked about how I wasn't proud how funny I found the whole saga, but now that the saga is wrapped up quickly, I can feel better about laughing about it. Speaking of saga, Muller to Vancouver, are you happy about this? Are you excited personally?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm pretty excited, honestly. I always liked him as far as Bayern players go. If I had to pick one, that'd probably be who I'd pick. he just seems like I don't know, he's just a chill dude, and he's kind of goofy, and I don't know, I think he'd be good. He'd just be a funny character to have in the league, I think. Even just from that perspective, whether his playing, I don't know how well he's going to play. I think from what I've heard, it's definitely, I mean, he took a huge salary cut to come here, obviously, but he's been being paid for the last however 10 plus years. He's been paid more money than anybody ever needs. So I think he's probably just fine with it. And now he just wants to kick the ball around and have a little fun. Whether that means how often he plays, who knows? But I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, is that like a negative? Is it that he has no chip on his shoulder a bad thing, or is it like he's comfortable to be himself? I mean, he's gonna be
I think it's good.
He's gonna be a quote machine, like that is.
Oh yeah,
that is one.
Oh
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
I do. I think the only thing about that, I feel like I'm interested to see what he'll think of the league, because I do think it's just so different from Germany. I mean, obviously it's different from European football generally, but I mean, even just insofar as like traveling, I mean, they're in Vancouver. To go to Miami for a game, they're going to have to be on the plane for however many, like 6 hours. And, I was just thinking that's probably not something that he's used to doing on a home or like on an away game during midweek or during the week. Obviously traveled for Champions League and stuff like that, but I feel like that's different. So I think there just will be some adjustments for him, but I'm confident in him.
So you think he'll be successful here?
I think so. I mean, I think it just depends on what your measure of success for him is. I don't think he's going to be like this goal-scoring machine who changes the entire course of, the team, but I don't think he'll be just a retired guy. I think he'll inject some energy.
Well, one thing Vancouver usually has, and I will plead ignorance to this season, but usually they are speed demons, which almost might be a beautiful thing. Like, now, with him, he's not fast, obviously, like, at all.
Yeah.
But if you got enough speed around him to cover him. Now, in his advanced age, do you think he pushes further up the field, or does he sink further back like a Pirlo?
I think pushes further up, definitely, from what I saw at the end of last season with Bayern, like whenever he was subbed on, which, to be fair, was always in like the last 10 minutes. But yeah, I do think, because especially in the last year, I feel like his quality, I mean, he's had this quality, I feel like, maybe his entire life. He's not like a technically gifted player in the way that a lot of other players are. Like, he's not a virtuoso at any specific thing. I feel like he works hard, and he has kind of like it sounds cheesy, but like an it factor. Like, he just has a kind of like a special quality that I feel like can fit. And he's also, his attitude, I feel like it really is very important. I mean, it was important for Bayern's, even just keeping the team together and kind of being a leader off the pitch and kind of getting the vibes right. I've just heard that, he was super important for that. And, I think that could only help too. So yeah, I do think just back to his playing style, I do think he'll push up high and be kind of that mystery factor and probably get some goals in. Beautiful.
I hope it's an abject failure. Anyway, moving on. So a move that just feels so natural, but it's almost like the player won't accept reality. The New York Red Bulls, so Red Bull New York, has given Timo Werner a deadline of August 16th to make his decision, and they are prepared to pay him far more than I would pay him.
Yeah. And like, what is the decision? He needs to, like you said, he just get on with it,
suck
buddy.
It up and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Listen, Jersey's fine. Don't worry about it.
For good ideas. Yeah.
Is Timo Werner a bust, or is Timo Werner just like it's just he's a very talented player, just not everyone can be Messi?
Yeah, I feel like it's almost, I wouldn't call it a bust, but I do feel like he kind of just, the timing never worked out for him in a way that now I think it's almost too late to recover, just career-wise, like his career path. He maybe not that he made the wrong choices, but just, timing just didn't work out for him. And I think maybe if he had had a little bit better luck or better timing and he had been, or, even like you said, maybe a little bit less of a star and less hyped, he could have probably done well for himself to kind of build gradually and continue going upwards. Whereas I feel like he just had one of those careers that was up and down, and then the timing just didn't work out. And now it's kind of sad that it's not a waste of talent, but yeah, it just is. It's not the career that he could have had.
I wouldn't say a waste. Now, my hard hitting analysis on Timo Werner is I really feel like I hope this is still culturally acceptable to say. I think he caught a case of the yips at Chelsea and just completely cannot hit a sitter anymore. And almost getting out of that spotlight and trying something different is a must. And honestly, I think
not the first player to have that experience.
Yeah, no, fair. And Bradley Wright Phillips, and this is funny, we're talking about New York, the same team, but Bradley Wright Phillips said something in an interview in probably the year after he retired that was really interesting. And it wasn't even like a real interview. I think they just like caught him out in public kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, no. They asked him, like, what would you say to players in the English, third division, second division? He's like, no, come to America, man. Like, I was stuck on the bench on a third division team, and I came to America and was given the opportunity to play for, top flight football, and took it by the horns and became something, and it had a full career, and Timo Werner has the opportunity to come here, win 3 MLS Cups, have a massive Eastern Conference duels with Messi, and be a legend.
Be redeemed. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like what we were saying with Max too, where maybe you do just need a kind of lesser, not to put MLS down, but like like we were saying, like a lesser spotlight, and the stage is a little bit smaller and there's a little bit less pressure, but at the same time you get to really be the main guy. Whereas again, you're in Chelsea with half of the world's population of soccer players on the roster, like that's probably not going to do it for you. So I agree.
All right. So, I'm going to bring up another transfer. I don't know how much you care about this, but it just struck me as odd. I didn't hear any talk of this. Darwin Nunez to Al Hilal.
Yeah, that shocked me. Yeah.
Now, is it the bag? Was he on the outs at Liverpool, or was the Wirtz signing like?
Oh, he was on the outs. He was foots out the door, I think, all year. I kind of love him because he's just such a chaos agent, but he kind of sucked last year. I mean, he was the subject of so many memes and jokes about, he was the Bamba of the team. Like every time the ball was at his feet and he was in front of the goal, the ball would never end up anywhere near the goal. And some of that maybe was overblown because of a few bad times, but I think he just did have that, and it wasn't going well. And I think I knew he was going to go somewhere. I guess I just was shocked because I thought I would have heard something about speculations about where he was going if he were going somewhere, and then there wasn't anything, and all this was like a old-fashioned transfer without Fabrizio Romano. It was just all of a sudden it was done, and so.
So question is that an MLS guy? Is this like a loss for MLS, or is this like just to chase the bag? Because if you're already at the heights of the Premier League on a top 6 club, right? The only play, even in the top 5, even in the other top 5 leagues, like doesn't even matter. You're already taking a step down no matter what. So then it's like chase the bag, or was he really at the level where MLS and Saudi Arabia and Turkey are calling?
I don't think he was there yet. I was thinking like somewhere in Spain, kind of like somewhere around like mid-table club in Spain or Italy. Even like maybe even Brazil or South America, probably not even there yet. But like, yeah, I was really guessing it would be Spain or Italy. Again, not like Madrid, but Benfica or something. I don't know.
I mean, it's crazy. That's a lot of places they could have gone instead. And then he goes to I always screw Al Hilal. You know,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's tough. We're seeing like I thought that wave that the Saudi spent big, and then when all the players started to leave again, I thought that was it. I thought that was like the Chinese Super League, like a blood, a burst.
We tried it,
and then, but they're starting to like hang around. I wonder what that's gonna look like in the future. I don't.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna loan him out too. I mean, like, John Duran is now back out. He's not in Saudi anymore, right?
Yeah, crap. Who did he sign for? Was it a Turkish team?
Yeah, Fenerbahce. Yeah.
He did the MLS Turkey
out,
Saudi Arabia in reverse order.
yeah. Exactly. What a man.
You know what, man? What's his nuts? Who's the guy who still plays in China? Oh, not Pedro. God, it's gonna kill me. Oscar. Oscar said he was like, I was offered generational wealth money. Like this was like, who cares? A trophy? I don't give a shit. Like, I have provided for my grandchildren, and it's like,
yeah,
you gotta respect it, But anyway,
yeah, especially if you're someone like a John Duran or a Nunez, who like you're not. I mean, not to say that John Duran wasn't good and talented, and could have had a very sparkling career in European football, but I don't think he was going to be Messi. I don't think he was going to be. He probably, if he maybe was smart and he was like, okay, well, this is maybe I should strike now while the iron is hot and my name is hot, and I know I'm not going to be playing star player of Real Madrid, and so this is, like you said, make the logical decision, get the bag.
Yeah. I mean, what is a legacy? Like, you could be the guy who broke your back and played at Madrid and Barcelona and did all that, or I lived in America, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and I played in England. Like,
yeah. Although technically, I don't think he lived in Saudi, because that was part of the... Did you hear about this?
I did not.
He, technically lived in Oman or something, because he couldn't live with his girlfriend in Saudi, so he would fly a plane to training and games every day.
That's wild.
I mean, he wouldn't fly it, but he'd be on a plane.
I don't even listen. Being an American right now, I feel like a very much glass house kind of thing, and I don't want to comment on anyone else's society, but yeah, that is kind of crazy. And I did not know much about Oman, although I think it was Saudi Arabia versus Oman, and it was before the 2010 World Cup, and it was on Fox Soccer Channel. I was watching this stuff live at 3 a.m., and there was 2 goals in stoppage time that, like, the one goal, the whole crowd thought they were going to the World Cup, and then off the kickoff, 30 seconds later, the other guy scores. And you could feel the sadness from across the world. You could feel the sadness. Anyway.
We've all been there.
Well, we hope you all feel anything but sadness and come back for the next segment where we're kind of going to bounce around. We got a politics talk, so thank God DPG and James aren't here, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Free.
You're right. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be back. We love you. Peace. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here in this segment to talk about all sorts of the fun things that happen in the soccer world. But discerning viewers will notice that Serena was not here last podcast. Why was that, Serena?
Well, I was on the ground reporting for this podcast. Live at Soldier Field, not live. I was at Soldier Field watching 2 games, one of which got completely torrentially rained on. Didn't get rained out, but we got extremely, extremely wet, and the stadium emptied out quite a bit. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun anyway. I saw some better playing than I thought. I think everybody, for the most part, they were playing, I guess, should back up a little bit and say the team. So it was West Ham, Everton. That was the first game at 5:30, and then an hour break, and then it was Man United versus Bournemouth. I've been to, friendly games of Premier League teams in the US, and usually they're, they put in a few of the good guys and then they sub them out at half, and then the rest of it's like C team. I don't think they really did that this time. There was, I mean, obviously it wasn't like the full starting lineups, and of course none of these teams are, I mean, not to say they don't have good players, but none of them have like a huge star.
Well, Man United has
probably part of it also.
Like 3 players since you've seen them.
Yeah, well, yeah, they didn't have any stars when I saw them, but they won. I think it was 4-1.
Yeah, that game was 4-1. So
United.
Man U beat Bournemouth 4-1, and West Ham beat Everton 2-1. Which,
yeah,
I started talking about Everton last week on the podcast, and since you were gone, I will let you in. I feel like Everton is like the like. I made the joke that it would be like a seminal moment in history. Like we'd talk about like the Great Flood and 9/11 and Everton being relegated. Because once they're relegated, I don't think this team will ever come back. It'll be 100 years before they're back.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I tend to agree. Yeah. Sad for there were Everton Ultras at the game. They had their own section. There were West Ham Ultra. Actually, we were on the Everton Ultra side. And they, they were coordinated. They had their matching shirts, and they had some sort of, it wasn't like a tifo, but they had some crowd coordinated thing that they did, and they're in Chicago. So, or maybe they flew out from the UK, which I doubt, but they have fans.
So did every team have fans, or was it like?
I would say, yeah. I mean, it was definitely much of the population was Man United fan. Like it was, even just walking around downtown before the games, like it was clear what it was going to be like on the train and everything. So I'd say like 75% Man United, but then the rest, there was a small pocket of Everton fans, decent pocket of West Ham fans, virtually no Bournemouth fans.
Yeah, you went with the only Bournemouth fans in the stadium.
Exactly. Which is always kind of fun. I don't know. I kind of liked rooting against Man United. It's always fun to do. So even when we were, I mean, at one point it was 4-0 and it looked really did not look like Bournemouth was even going to be able to score 1 goal, which was all I was hoping for because it was just kind of embarrassing. And they did score the 1 goal. So
when it comes to soccer, you can live with 0-0 ties, but boy, when you go to like specific, like when Miami Chicago was like 0-0 this year, or I don't even remember if it was 0-0, but Messi didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like,
yeah.
But like, yeah, if you wait your whole life to see Everton and then they drop a goose egg, like that would suck.
Yeah.
But so what game was more fun? Was the Everton West Ham game more fun because it was closer, or was it just like fun to see some of the Man U guys?
I think that's a good question. I feel like the Everton West Ham was a better game, and also Everton actually was leading for I think until just after halftime, so it was 1-0, and then West Ham came back, scored 2, and actually the only player I really know on West Ham is a former Dortmund guy, Niclas Fulkrug, who I love. He's like he's got a great gap tooth, just great look all around. It's like such a good look. And if you look up pictures of him when he was younger, he looks exactly the same because of the gap tooth and like his goofy smile, even though he also like looks really old now. I don't know. He's a great guy. So he was subbed on in the second half, and then he scored the last goal. So I thought that was fun because it was somebody I know and was kind of rooting for. That probably influenced me thinking that was a better game too. Man United, obviously, not the matchup wasn't intense, and it was kind of a blowout, but I will say most of the goals were pretty good. Like at least 2 of them I remember saying, wow, that was kind of sick to see, at least, even though I don't support it.
Wait a second.
Cool to see those goals. And
did Tyler Adams play for Bournemouth?
Yeah, he came on I think in the second half.
Oh,
at some point in the second half. He didn't play a ton.
Rad.
Yeah, so by that point it was pouring, so there wasn't like a ton to be seen, honestly. Like it was raining a lot, but we heard his name, we cheered for it, and we did see him come out, so yeah, it was cool
So who was like the biggest players that you like saw? Who was the coolest? Like, I mean, obviously, old boy from Dortmund, but anybody else like worth
Yeah,
noting?
I mean, Bruno was cool to see. Bruno Fernandez or Fernandes, depending on how you pronounce it. Honestly, also the Soldier Field announcer was butchering those like a bunch of names, like kind of horribly. Like I can't think of any of them off the top of my head, but like there were a few where Andrew and I turned to each other and we were like, "Huh? It's definitely not how you say that name." So they need to practice a little bit before that. But yeah, it was cool to see him. Honestly, it was cool to see like Boyland, even though I don't think he's good. It's just cool to see, names that you, even if they're names that you only know because you have seen people shitting on them all the time.
Right.
It's good to know in person, or like Delict. I think actually the one Bournemouth goal ended up being charged as an own goal on him, on Delict from Man United. So
yes. I would not know
great.
any of these players without like playing FIFA. Like honestly, I would know
Yeah.
no European stuff without having been a big FIFA head for as long as I have been.
I've never played.
You know, you know what? You're better for it, but like I don't do the playing online. I love my mental health to stay intact. I don't need that in my life.
Fair.
But
Fair.
So you were not gifted's not the right word. You were brought to the game, correct? So because I was gonna ask you if it was worth the money, but you were invited to the game.
No, actually, so it turns out the invite. I mean, I think we went because of this Bournemouth fan Steve, who we know. But actually, Andrew got the tickets through. I guess the Fire had some like pre-sale, and you could get it. I don't know if it was any reduced rate, but I didn't pay. I mean, Andrew paid for them, so I don't know exactly how much they were. But I would say I don't think they were crazy expensive, and our seats were better than I thought they'd be. I thought we were going to be up in the the very very top, and we were kind of mid-level, and so I think for that it was worth it to me. Yeah, again, it was just sort of fun, and 2 games. I like that. I mean, I like as much game time as I could possibly have. Like,
Right.
I love when there's like 10 minutes of extra time because I never want it to end. So the 2 games for me was fun. Yeah, so I think so.
All right. Well, I spent the entire time that was coming up and being advertised not giving a shit about it, and now I'm jealous that you went.
Next time.
You sold me on it. All right, we're gonna pivot hard and not change segments. Something that's amazing in my heart, as you can see with my Peoria C scarf, is USL 2. And we saw the big soccer story of the week last week was Vermont Green FC, Vermont Green. They won their USL playoff championship game. They went undefeated this season. They had a few draws, but they were undefeated, and it's sparked some joy in the city. These are the things that like everybody wants MLS to pull a lever, or even USL to pull a lever and be famous and popular. But like this is what's gonna get you there in a while, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
gonna switch allegiances then? You're gonna no more Fire, no more MLS?
No, of course not. But I'll tell you this: it would be harder for me to be a Fire fan if this actually existed when I lived in Peoria. You know what I mean? Like I remember. So last season I went with my dad, and like it just happened to be the same weekend I was in town to see them, and there was the USL 2 championship game. Peoria City was in it, and so we bought tickets, and like so the area code is 309, so they call the supporters are the 309, and so we got supporters tickets, and like it was such a great time. Like that's where like this story. I feel so good seeing it because I was like experiencing it last year. Problem is we didn't win the title, or else would have been a bigger party. But it like I said, the growth. Like this is the kind of stuff that I love. Like I don't know, not everything has to be the biggest, the best, the most bombastic.
Yeah, natural growth.
Yeah,
yeah,
and not even it's just
natural, local.
Exactly.
Not a bunch of money pumped into the PR and the Instagram teams and the videos and
Exactly.
whatnot.
Just
Yeah.
people in a place doing a thing, hanging out. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
know that sounds goofy,
Yeah.
but like look at the joy on those fans' face. Like look at the joy what happened in that city. Honestly, crap, I forget the guy's name. I think it might be oh my god. Now I'm gonna forget, but Tom Bogert does a podcast with him. I think they own the company together. It's like Soccer Wise, I think. He used to work for MLS, but apparently his buddy is the guy who owns the team because that's like where he grew up, and so like he got to be so he went on like a 30-minute rant like talking about it, and it was just like, listen to this, man. It just pumped me up. It like pumps you up. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's like
Yeah.
we I started this segment shitting all over Everton, but like what's great about Everton? They're basically like, for the American mind, they're the Cubs of English soccer. Like, as much as I joke that they would never go back, like they would still sell out their stadium no matter what level of league they're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
which is evidenced by the fact that they've not been good and they still had ultras in Chicago.
You're 1,000% correct. And it's like, that's a Vermont City, or I keep calling them Vermont City, sorry, Vermont Green FC. That just might be like that for that town, for that area, for the whole state of Vermont, like, I don't know. It just, as you can hear in my voice, I'm all charged up. It's the argument for pro rel, right? But
that's true.
Even in lieu of pro rel, it's just, like, we had growth despite not having pro rel. Look at what Cincinnati did. Cincinnati built a team in the USL, or built it from the ground up. The fans were all about it. They got 30,000 people in a stadium to watch them beat the Fire in the U.S. Open Cup on ESPN and immediately get into MLS, right?
Yeah.
Why not Vermont?
Yeah. It's coming. Well, and I'm glad they got their moment, too, on, to go viral and with their tifo. I saw so many funny things about like some Europeans on Twitter being like, wow, like now this is the first actual like soccer culture thing that Americans have done. I was like, okay.
It's the first thing you've seen, right? There's so many people
and I'm
who want to make.
Could it also be because it's a joke that is relating to a joke, a play on words off of a European club thing that you kind of have to like, in their minds, it's like an underground thing that Americans wouldn't know about the Bernabeu. Like,
yeah, true. So
you think it's like a really great soccer mind,
right? So not to bury the lead, but she's talking about. Then this leads into the next topic I wanted to bring up today. But Vermont had this big, what I would call a great tifo. So it's got Bernie Sanders on it, and it says "Welcome to the Bernie-Bue." And it's just like, yes, if you're a soccer nut, you know about the Bernabeu, where oh my God, am I going to get clowned? Real Madrid play there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
I like said it so naturally that it was like, it's like when you think you mispronounce like archipelago, and it's like, wait, archipelago? Wait, no.
Anyway. Yeah. Which way was the right way? Yeah, which way was the wrong way?
Yeah. Right. I bring that up because me and Violet worked with a guy, and he said it wrong, and we teased him so much. Now I'm like so self-conscious every time I say it. I don't know which one's right. Anyway, so in Europe you'd get a sign with Bernie or their version of Bernie, and it would say murder billionaires or something, right? But like here. Here, apparently, so I'm going to claim ignorance. I have no idea what USL's rules are about political themed tifos and whatever. And to be honest, it's political themed in the sense that it's a politician, but what else represents Vermont on a national stage nearly as much as just the existence of Bernie Sanders? Like, they have another senator. Do you know who it is?
Yeah. No one, yeah, nope. And no one else does either.
So,
Yeah,
like there's that. Like who else represents the state of Vermont like that? What other famous
yeah,
person? Like, you know,
yeah. No, it totally. And it's not like a. I guess could be seen as a political statement if you're reading into like, okay, what is Bernie? But it's also like I mean, I feel like not just that Bernie's a Vermont guy, but also like represents a lot of like the stereotypes of what a Vermonter would believe and think and do. And so I feel like it also works in that sense.
yeah, but like you're not wrong. So the reason I bring up the politics of it is we got to see on the converse side a guy wearing a MAGA hat get escorted out of a St. Louis City game, which I'm sure he did not expect that. Now,
St. Louis, you know?
yeah. So, with that said, it's I'm gonna be a cop out. I'm gonna be a cop out because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. Because here's the thing. Yes. Do I support MAGA politics? No. Do I support Bernie politics? Yes. Is the MAGA guy or is the Bernie tifo amazing and should be allowed? Yes. Should the MAGA guy be able to have his hat in the game? I say yes. Now,
Yeah.
Personally, the problem becomes how long before you get the Confederate flag or you get swastikas and like shit like that. Now, then that's the problem.
Incite violence. Like I do feel like they would probably say there's something in the threshold about inciting violence, and a swastika or a Confederate flag could do that. I feel like the only thing I'd say is like MAGA hat could. I mean, I'm sure you'd get punched before that, and you were allowed to stay, and eventually you'd be starting some sort of fight, or there would be a fight started, and that's the only thing I can see like that they'd say, okay, well, we're just banning all of this stuff so that it doesn't turn into a tussle. Because what I was gonna say is like my belief would probably be, yeah, like he can wear the hat and be fully responsible for any of the repercussions, people disagreeing with him or expressing that in whatever way they want to. But that does mean that if there's a fight that starts because of it, and we know it's because of that. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like to me, personal level, that's the instant. Oh, you're an asshole symbol, like,
right.
And so
right.
like,
and you deserve to.
and listen, you want to talk about freedom of speech, even beyond the First Amendment. You could say anything you want in existence here. That don't mean that you are free from consequence. You know what I mean?
Right,
so like,
right,
don't a punch what did I used to say? A punch in the face is one of the greatest life, learning tools in life. Like we've all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that. Obviously, I don't know being a woman if this is as universal, but being a dude, we have all been punched in the face at least a couple times and have learned a lesson in in that process. So, but
I've been punched once I used to do martial arts, and I was punched in the face with like gear on, and it hurt. I was like shocked at how much it sounds so dumb, but like I remember it happening, and I was like, wow, this is what it feels like. This really hurts. I was like, my eyes were tearing up. I was like, I had no idea it would actually be this bad. This really doesn't feel good.
Holy crap! That's what that feels like.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, damn.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
but like this is hard for me because I do feel like there should be a certain level of acceptance of political speech. Now, MLS does have rules against political speech in the stadium, and which covers MAGA hats,
which we've seen,
and
ice banners.
Yup. Let's not forget about the 3 people from the Chicago supporter section suspended over having an ice banner, which I felt was not even necessarily. It really straddled the line of anything that could be considered like punishable. It was nowhere like it just.
I mean, and just
So
to my earlier point about what would incite violence, and if that's the angle that they would, their defense of whatever rules they have is the who's gonna look at an anti-ice sign and be like, I'm gonna punch you in the face? Like, that's probably less likely to happen. Like, it's not protesting ice and protesting the actions that are happening around that's not gonna incite, unless you have some nutcase who's like, I don't know, just that's really their passion project and they're like mad that people would be against it. Like, I guess you could, but it's not as much. I feel like not as likely to incite violence.
Well,
but if they got banned, then I'm glad the guy with the hat got kicked out too. At least they're consistent.
Well, let's talk about this. So, do you, as a supporter in a supporter section, do you feel as though that we are dodging certain bullets because of these rules? Like, there are certain teams, and I do not have an example right now, where they have supporters of different wings of political ideology in the same stadium but separated because they would also fight. And then, like, let's not pretend that when Lazio comes to town, certain teams' supporters aren't
right.
Ideologically opposed to them, or your Protestants versus Catholics in Celtic and Rangers,
Yeah.
So are we dodging a bullet because we have these nanny state rules?
No.
Okay.
Simple.
Well, yeah, it is simple. Yeah, I mean, he's going to make a big fucking deal about it.
The thing is, honestly, I think MLS is, America, all of us, the whole thing is, it's so corporatized already. Nobody's actually going to, in my opinion, it's just not, it's so sanitized already, even without those specific rules. I just feel like it wouldn't be a problem.
So what you're telling me is hooliganism is not bound for American soccer.
At least in its current form, I kind of think, yeah. I mean, with the prices and just, yeah. You bring your kids and paying $20 for a beer. I don't know how drunk you're really getting, enough to beat people,
I spent $400 for this buzz.
Right.
Anyway, all right. Well, then we'll put a bow on that. I made the joke, but I would like to hear what DPG and James think about that. Well, hopefully no other bullshit pops off. It's not the biggest topic online for the next 7 days. But
yeah.
Anywho, Tom Brady said something stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, pick your jaw off the floor. Hold on. So
yeah,
the U.S. needs more players like Yamil or You pronounce these names so much better than I do. Why don't I make you read this shit? Yamal and young Messi. It's just like, we never thought of that, dude.
He's a genius. He's a genius. I think he's a genius.
It's phenomenal. Bitch, you don't even go here. Dude,
he's really opened his third eye.
You bought 10% stake in some crappy team in the championship. You don't even go here. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like, globally, do you think nobody is looking for a young Messi? That's like the express purpose of like almost every single youth academy now.
Yeah, shit. Should we check LA? You think anybody can play soccer in LA? Have we done that yet? Huh.
Let's try it.
Thanks, Tom. Fucking asshole. Anyway.
Divorce, he's got nothing else to do at this time.
All right. So before we move on to fire stuff, I got to ask you. I said somebody scored earlier because the game was on. How invested have you been in Leagues Cup?
Not invested at all. I have been watching some of the games only because there's honestly nothing else on. Like, when nothing else is on, I've been watching. Just if I feel like watching some soccer and it's on, I'll turn it on. I'm not. I'm like not. I don't know. I'm not invested in the way that it's panning out or who gets who gets to the next round and whatnot. Like, I'm just having fun with it, just watching who's on. And I did, speaking of fun, just to do the segue for you here, the Seattle game, 7-0, all goals scored after the second half. That was pretty crazy, especially because I turned it on. I think I turned it on right at the end of the first half. It was like the last, few minutes, and I had it on in the background of something, and I was like, okay, 0-0, whatever. I turned away. I was like making dinner or something. I looked back in, and I was like, okay, 3-0. It's like been 10 minutes, and then I was like, okay, I'll sit down, and then it was just an onslaught. It was nuts. I don't know how it happened.
Well,
but it happened.
It did. I have not watched really any of it. I gotta be 100% honest with you, but I will say, shit is weird every time I look over. Like, I look over and it's like 7-0 Seattle. It's like, what? And like, you look back and it's like, no MLS team won today. And it's like, okay, that's expected. And then like today, Atlanta mollywopped somebody in 4-0. Like, Miami was up.
Atlas.
Like, it was 1-1 or something really late in the game. And then like, I turn around and it's 3-1. So Miami won today. It's just, I don't know, like, I have fatigue. I didn't watch a ton of it, but like you had Club World Cup, you had all the U.S. men's drama with the Gold Cup, you had
exactly.
The Fire have been like, it feels like an eternity since the Fire have played. It's been a week. They have 1 week off, and so
and honestly, for me too, I'm like, all of these different things they all have different formats, like, so you have to not only keep up with the games, but you have to keep up with, okay, how does each one of these tournaments work? Like, what is the knockout like? What are the rounds? Who's in each one? Like, what's the scope? Like, I think that's where I'm getting exhausted again. Like, I'm happy to watch them, but I'm like, in terms of keeping up with who's even in it and like what the knockouts are, I'm like, I'm leaving it up to fate. I'm like, if I see the next team and the next time I watch, then they made it through. If I don't, then they must have been knocked out. Very simple.
There you go. I don't know. There's just too much more to care about, and it's just I don't know, man. It feels like too much, but I also don't want to be old man yelling at cloud either. So, I'm not like mad about it. I said this the other week.
Yeah.
Even though we got eliminated, I'm so much happier we played in U.S. Open Cup than in this, and that's just how I truly feel. So,
yeah, I agree.
All right.
Even though that elimination was going to hurt for a long time because it was horrible. Like the most disheartening thing ever.
That was.
But it's okay. It's fine.
That was the immediate, like, Omar Gonzalez was just like, oh my God, I have to play tonight? Oh my God, I accidentally ate mushrooms. Let me get this red card real quick. I got to get out of here.
Elbow this guy in the face. He signed my jersey. I don't know where it is, but at the Meet the Players event, he was the first table that I went to, him and Jack Elliott and a few others. And he was the first one to sign, and I was like, anywhere you want. He signed it literally in the very center of the jersey. I was like, thanks, man. That's awesome.
Fire legend, Omar Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I think that's a perfect transition. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about all things Chicago Fire, which there's some, and then we'll talk about why we're mad there's not more. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We love you. Peace. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the Fire. We are here to discuss the namesake of the podcast, the Chicago Fire. Serena! We didn't have a game, but we had a Meet the Players event. And
we did.
And
we met the players.
Omar did you dirty here, but let's see this jersey. You got everybody on the team, or just everyone at the event?
Not everybody. So they do it in lines, so you kind of have to choose between. I mean, there are like long lines for the more famous guys. So like, I didn't get Kuipers on my Kuipers jersey because the line I either had to pick him or Zink, and I went Zink.
Yeah, you got to go
So
Zinc on that one right now.
yeah, I did get Greg also. Greg was is hilarious as you would have expected. He's wearing the shades, like the dark shades. I went with a friend of ours, Austin, and he's like, "What's your name?" Austin's like, "Austin," and Greg's like, "Great name. Like, I feel like it's very popular now. I think I know at least 3 Austins your age." Not necessary commentary, but like cool that you found something to say about the name Austin.
Oh my god. Oh
Then he
man.
was like, "What about you?" And I said, "Serena." And he's like, "That's also that's a beautiful name. I know a very famous tennis player by that name."
Wait, do
Yeah.
you think he's actually met Serena Williams?
Oh God, I didn't even think of it that way. I doubt it.
Well,
That'd
I
be
mean,
cool
think
though.
about
Maybe
it.
he has. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's not like he's super famous, but he was a professional athlete and he's been involved with a
You know,
national federation.
that's true. I should have asked. I should have had him clarify.
Yeah.
That would have been cooler. So let's think that that's what he meant.
I was about to say confirmed Bearhalter dated Serena Williams, but I don't want to put that out there because Bearhalter has been married
Allegedly.
for a very long time. Oh,
Yeah.
anyway. So
Jack Elliott was a highlight. Jack Elliott's so tall. I mean, just as you'd expect. There was a moment where before the signing started, I passed him. I was going to the clubhouse to try and find the bathroom, and he was leaving to go do the signing, and he's like a monster almost. Like he's just so weirdly proportioned. Like I don't know. Like I mean, he's tall, but then you see him standing next to you, and you're like, he's so tall, and his arms are like so long, and he's just so lanky. It's crazy. You're really like, wow, you must be some sort of athlete. You can't just be a regular person.
Yeah, you can just see from across the room he's a professional athlete. So who was the funniest?
Other than Greg?
Yeah, of the players.
I'd say Greg. I feel like I don't know, maybe Zink, just because he didn't say anything funny. Honestly, none of them really like talked that much. Like they didn't really talk about I didn't want to ask them about the team or the games or anything, and so they weren't really saying much. But Zink was really like he just really was like a movie star. Like he also had the shades on, and he was really like, hey, how's it going? And then I had him sign this, and then I had him sign Andrew Zink jersey, and he was like, oh wow, like awesome, and he signed also in the medal.
Hell yeah!
So that was funny. It was good to get like he's like really a star.
Oh yeah, dude, he's on the come up, and this is, dude, we talked about that. Be a big star somewhere. But no, that's cool. Who was like super awkward? No,
I would say honestly, like Gutman.
Oh, yeah, you could see that. Yeah, you could see that.
But I feel like I always feel kind of bad with the way that they have these set up. Like I feel like he could tell nobody's coming to his table for him because he's sitting next to whoever else he was at that table. I don't remember. Maybe it was Jack Elliott and 2 others, but I think he could tell he wasn't like the star of the table. So maybe that's why he's a little awkward too. I don't.
Fair. I mean,
I did want to meet Jay.
Oh, Jay Avila, you met him?
Yeah. No, I wanted to. He was he was with Brian, which was also a really long line. But he looked happy. He looked like he was having a good time.
Dude, that guy seems to be living his best life, to be perfectly honest with you. And now he's finally playing better, which is good to see. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. Like it is hard to like in like 15 seconds to be like, oh, this is really cool to meet you. How you doing? But like, I don't know. I'm not an autograph guy, but I might go. Like I've never really was like a super memorabilia guy, and then like I the scarf thing happened, and then now. Actually, I'll drop this bit of news. At the last game, Serena and Andrew gifted me an Evander and a Jordan Morris card, which I need to find like a good place to have them. Right now, they're just chilling right here. Which was awesome again. Thank you again, by the way.
Yeah.
So I guess
we have more cards than we know what to do with. So
fair.
Including my new one that I just got
Ooh.
at the National Card Convention.
Oh,
I
are
don't know
you
if you
gonna?
could see it.
That is a sick looking card. I cannot read it, but I think that's my
Yeah,
screen. But that's a sick
it's
looking
Victor
card.
Boniface auto. Yeah, I just like it so shiny.
Yes. Well, I mean that you forget that's why you buy these things is because they look cool, right? Um.
Literally, yeah. Because like part of me is like you're there and you're like, I mean, just the people at this convention, and this is like a kind of a side quest here, but just really into card collecting and talk about being into memorabilia. Like it's a huge industry, and everyone's showing it, and they all have like suitcases that they're using to buy cards and trading and selling, and it's just a huge thing. And I am kind of like, you get there and you're like, hey, I don't really understand why, like how is anyone this into it? But then you buy something and you're like, oh, I can see it. It's like it's fun. Now I have
Yeah,
something special.
then you start. Yeah, you just start getting into it, and it's just like, oh no.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah,
So
yeah. Seriously, oh no, because they're not cheap.
well, and then did you? I feel bad now, man. Like a couple years ago, I gave all my old baseball cards to a coworker. Like I didn't have anything like worth anything, but they were still cool. It was still people you
Yeah.
heard of. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, are you gonna go to that other card show that I sent you?
Which other one?
There was another one coming up. Oh my God, is it the north side? Now we're gonna get really in the weeds of Chicago stuff, everybody. I hope you enjoy. Hold on, where was this card show that I sent you?
Oh, set. There was also a Bundesliga one that I didn't go to that already happened.
Well, there was a
I vaguely
Bundesliga
remember you
one.
sending this. Yeah, it was on the same day as the Meet the Fire players event, so I didn't go. But it's okay.
That I think you chose correctly.
I think so too. Yeah.
So, how long were you there? Like, how long of an event was it?
It started at 10. I think it was 10 to 1:30. I got there at like 11, which was the right choice because that was when the players actually came out. We stayed until 1:30, and honestly, it was such a nice day, so it was nice, but I got super sunburned because it was not hot, so I didn't realize that the sun was actually cooking me. I came home, I had been wearing this messenger bag the whole time, and I came home and I was like, what is this weird like rash on me that's like just in this diagonal shape? Wonder what that could be. It's like literally my bag because I'm standing on the grass for 2 hours waiting in line to get these autographs.
So
But it
so
was
that's
good. I went with Austin.
fair. So would you go again?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Good event. Great event. Very wholesome. A lot of kids. Good family fun.
All right, you've sold me on it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to the
Fun.
next one.
Yeah.
So there was one more thing to talk about here. Oh my God, sorry. To transition, there was somebody at the team event who, if they held it a week later, wouldn't have been there. So did you get a
Yep.
did you get an Omari Glasgow autograph?
I did not. By the time I saw that news from you, I was already deep in the zinc line, and that was definitely the last line I was going to get through because it was long. So, unfortunately, no. I'm kind of shocked by it, honestly. I feel like he had potential. I mean, he wasn't getting playtime, I guess, but I liked him. I thought he was good. He can come back.
I mean, I know Barroso started coming back from injury, but I don't know why we really gave up on him at the right back position. Like that was going well, but I mean that's not his
Right.
spot. But
So well.
so Amari Glasgow got loaned out to Loudon in USL, which I don't know where that is. I have no idea. It's one of those pretentious, trying too hard to be European
Virginia.
clubs. Virginia. Maybe that's allowed in Virginia. My bad. Anyway, in all seriousness, I mean, USL is a good place for him to get nonstop minutes, and I think that's the most important thing for a kid like that right now. He did show he could be of MLS level, but why make him sit and do nothing? If you send him to USL, either he becomes very expensive for some other team to buy, or he'll slot in nicely, next season. So I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, you're definitely right. I just liked him. So I wanted him to stay, but I'm confident he'll be back.
I like him too. He will be back. He now not a tall guy. Now that I think about it, who was the shortest guy there?
I don't know. They were all sitting down.
I guess we could figure that out by
I only
looking.
saw Jack Elliott standing up.
Yeah,
but yeah,
not Jack Elliott. But I guess we could figure that out by their bios.
Like
but
Gutman, maybe. I feel like Gutman must be the short. I feel like Gutman reads like 5'7" to me. I hope he is, because that's gonna be sad for him if he's actually like 6'2".
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay, he's 5'11".
Okay. Yeah.
Allegedly.
God. I forgot to look for that picture. I'm standing next to Andrew, and when you say 5'5" versus 6'1", it's just like, that's just 6 inches, whatever. It's not a big deal. I look like his child.
Yeah, I gotta see this picture. It's funny because I feel like you don't read as 5'5". I feel like you read as taller to me. So I'm surprised that I would like to see the picture too, because I'd be surprised at that great a difference.
Thank God that was recorded. Anyway, so Omari Glasgow will be missed. Come back stronger next year. We can't wait. What do you know? So he's leaving. Incoming. They're talking about this Andre Franco from Porto for a TAM deal.
Where was this reported? Because I haven't heard anything about it since it dropped.
It was reported crap. That's the Glasgow news. Crap.
I do feel like I just wonder. Yeah, I just wonder if that's real or if it's like.
No, I mean it sounded like where there was smoke, there was fire. It sounded like a legitimate thing. It just, it's, I don't know. People freaked out at first because they thought it would have to be a DP thing. So if it's not, I just don't know what go ahead.
I wonder, it probably would be a DP position, and then how, like, I don't know. Is that who we're ready to get to for that slot?
No, we should be setting a league record at 26.7 million. I expect this next DP to be like a real like home run, like a real, wow, we've all heard of this guy. Interesting, like
better be freaking Kevin De Bruyne.
Or
that's the level I'm thinking.
Well, I'm with you. But if we sign this guy on a TAM deal, he's an attacking midfielder, which we have all designated as an area of help, right? That needs some help. What do we need the most is center back. I actually would not be pissed if they get a TAM guy, and they sign a real legitimate DP center back. Like, take a guy who damn sure should not be playing in this league, right? Somebody who we throw enough money at that just will command the team. Now, that's never going to happen. So
be realistic. I like it.
I know, well, right, but like, who's the DP sign? Like, are we not gonna get a DP signing over the line in a transfer window where people are getting, Muller and Son and Timo Werner? We're so close.
I was kind of assuming no. I was assuming this was it. So
that doesn't fill me with a lot of joy, man. Honestly, like it.
No, me neither. I guess I just kind of figured this was like, Greg's building year. He'd take stock of everything after the year, and then maybe look at what stars are available that fit our needs. I don't think that's what should be done, and obviously, like, wouldn't be fun. But I think, I'd be happy if they were to sign anybody.
I would like them.
Maybe not anybody.
Yeah, do something.
Someone we need.
They strengthen this team. Do something, because we're we're close. We're firmly in the last playoff position, and I think we can jump a couple more places. I really do. Like, this is not a bad team.
Yeah.
And we're getting out of an injury
No,
apocalypse.
yeah.
We like some of these guys are finally playing better. Like Kusame or Kwame, my bad. I'm not 100% sure kind of what he looks like. Like, I've seen him play. I haven't been super happy about it, but I'm not going to pretend I wasn't drunk last game. So, which I'm not usually.
To be fair, I don't remember. I had a few beers then too. I don't remember him. I don't remember how he played that game either. I remember he played well the last game. That was the last away game. I remember he had like the quasi assist, or like would have been an assist if it, or no, he would have had a goal, but the goal ended up being a rebound of his goal or something like that. I think that was him, right?
Yeah, it was.
So I remember
it was him.
Well,
it was a rebound off of his shot. You're correct. Yeah. But and then Jay Avila is starting to play really well, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Tehran,
he's back.
Tehran is back. So maybe we don't need that center back. Maybe the Tehran injury is like return is almost like a signing at this point.
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. We can count on it though. Just knowing Tehran.
Yeah, you don't want to push all your chips in on that.
I don't want to will anything. But yeah.
Oh man. Oh God. So.
Yeah, I don't know though. I still think I'd be happy with it. Like in terms of that of Franco, isn't it? Yeah, Andre Franco. I don't know, a ton about him. I don't watch that ton of that league, but I think I'd be decently happy with it.
I'm finally at a place where I trust them. Like, okay, you're looking at a guy, right, I'm going to give him a chance. There was a time where I used to trust them, and then they lost that, and I was just like, oh, this guy's going to suck.
They're rebuilding it.
Yeah, and now it's like, okay, you're working on some things. You found some diamonds in the rough. You found some guys, like legitimate guys. Like I said, with Tehran coming back makes me feel better, but like I would love more reinforcements in the center back position. Or at least I say reinforcements.
And we do need it. I mean, we do.
We need somebody.
It's just a fact. We do need it. Yeah.
But here's my biggest problem. I usually don't, like at work when you got like a problem, you're like, okay, I got to come with like some solution to my boss and not just cry and be like, fix it. So like, so it's like usually I don't like to bitch about we need a player without having one in mind. But I'm going to tell you, I've racked my brain this entire season. I have no fucking clue what center back would be possibly available at our level or at the level I'm looking at an elite MLS level, which is a funny level to be at because you're not elite enough to be in the top
not good
5.
enough. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and like who is like old enough to be ready for that point in their career, and it is not
young enough with enough
like expensive
tread.
Coming off. Yeah, it's tough. No wonder there are guys who are paid money to do this.
Oh my God, this is a job. Oh man, well, so that's unfortunately the end of the transfer news, and I almost got, what was the guy's name? Tom Booger. I almost got Tom Boogered. I saw him say something about like a Polish player, and I was like, what? And I was literally mid text to like the group chat, and I was like, wait a second, it's Tom Booger, not Tom Boger. Oh no.
Oh no. It happens.
Oh, hate getting got. Yeah,
everywhere.
Thanks for turning Twitter into a fucking hellscape. Anyway,
that was like the baseball trade deadline. Just a little baseball talk here for our viewers. There were some really good like gotcha moments that I fell for one of them when I texted Andrew and Austin. I was like, oh my God, and then I was like, oh wait, no, fake news. Sorry.
It sucks to get got.
It's a dangerous place out there.
Oh yeah.
It's so shameful.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What is the point? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I literally don't get it. All right, so let's look ahead to Saturday, which I'm looking forward to. And I'm
not going to be there, unfortunately. I'm going to be out of town, but I will watch it. I'll watch it on TV.
Am I going to get to see Andrew?
Yes, Andrew will be there. I think Austin's going. So yeah, they'll be there. I'm going to be in Massachusetts visiting family, so I won't be there. In Bridgeview, where the game's going to be.
Well,
but it'll be fun. I don't know if... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you all these questions about, like, oh, what do you think of Bridgeview? You going to go? Blah, blah, blah. And now you're like, nah, I'm out of town.
I can still answer them. I didn't go out of town because of that, so I can say it's not because it's in Bridgeview that I went out of town. I don't mind it. I feel like as long as the only bad one was the one cup game that was midweek in Bridgeview, that was tough, like just with work and you're trying to get out and drive however, an hour, or honestly it was like an hour and a half with traffic. So that was kind of tough. But otherwise, yeah, it's different. I don't love driving that much generally, so that's why I like it. Soldier Field. It's very convenient for just where we live, and I like that obviously, but I don't hate Bridgeview.
Yeah, no,
it's kind of fun, intimate feeling.
It was, it's, how do I word this? So there was this concert venue called the Madison Theater in Peoria. And it's honestly the greatest place I've ever seen a show. It used to be an old movie theater, right? Where, like, there was a balcony. It was all ornate and shit, right? So they took the seats out from the balcony to the stage, and then they had seats under the balcony and seats on the balcony. And so they had that big-ass pit, and there was all these beautiful shows. And then somebody bought it and stuck, like, a bar in the venue section, and so it was all kind of different. It just didn't have a cool vibe. It sucked. They ruined it, right? And that's kind of like what Bridgeview is right now. Like when the Fire were there, it was rocking and rolling, and like, yeah, driving there sucked because I was in my 20s, so I wanted to get blasted. Like it's whatever, right? And so the driving thing was the only thing that sucked. It was a lot of fun. There was a big community. Like, all those people are gone. So many of those people are gone. There was a lot of, like, fun. I joke about, like, welcome back fights in the section. There were fights, because people were a little bit more rowdy. Like, it was a little bit more rowdy of a time, and, like, in a good way, right?
So now authentic in a certain way.
Yeah, and now to go back there and you look at the menu and it just says popcorn, burger, fries, soda. And that's Tenders. It. And then, like, they didn't have, like, you couldn't even sit on the one half of the field. It just was like, it just felt weird, man. It just felt real weird. So hopefully, we have 3 games in a row there. Because there's this week against LAFC. And then next week, which, by the way, you're going to miss me 2 weeks in a row because I have to sit somewhere other than the section. Because my boy, my boy is coming, and he will be decked out in St. Louis gear, and I will not be doing that to myself or him. So we'll have to find another place to sit. But with that said, and I forget what the third game out there is, but are we living in a world? Are we living in a world where Son has to play his first MLS game in Bridgeview, Illinois?
I hope not, because I don't want to miss him being there. But I also don't know. Maybe. It's possible. I guess they paid a lot of money. Like Andrew was saying, they pay that much money, you'd assume they have the resources to speed these things along. But it is also, it just happened. So it would be an incredible turnaround for visas and whatnot. And medical check. I guess they probably already did the medical check, but just generally. Like,
yeah, he's already in the country.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I haven't heard either way. But would that not be the most welcome to MLS moment in the history of time? We're going to play the Chicago Fire. And he gets there and he's like, this is Chicago, huh?
Yeah. He's like, hi, I saw pictures of when Messi was here. It looked like a lot bigger, different.
Dude, what a wasted opportunity.
Like, no, you're no Messi.
What a wasted opportunity, a preseason fucking football game, and you lose Soldier Field for an LAFC game. Like, it's preseason. Yeah. Go play at Northwestern. Play at Purdue.
Actually, and it's the Bears. Who cares about them?
Really?
Exactly.
Honestly, I guess this is a tangent. I would watch football if, like, instantly after the game, there was the 12-minute video that came out on YouTube where it was like nothing in between, just play.
Yes.
I would watch.
Me too. I
no
cannot
matter
stand football because of that.
No matter how bad the Bears were, I would watch, man. But like now, where you have to get like 60 votes in the Senate to run a play, I cannot sit through that. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I can't stand watching football. Yeah, I'm just like,
We actually
I can't do it.
Serena, me and you agree on this. I feel like, okay, golf worse than football, horrific to watch. Sorry, Dad.
I've never even tried.
My dad, dude, shout out to my dad. My dad has been a sports fan his whole life. He was Cubs, Bears, this, that, and the other. And you know what he watches more than anything else ever now? The Chicago Sky in the WNBA and the Fever because of Caitlin Clark. And he watches women's golf. That is like the two things he watches the absolute most these days.
Wow. That's cool.
I don't get it. Anyway.
It's really funny.
Well, he loves golf, I will say.
Golf has they have some cool, there's a women's golf, I don't know her name, but there's one of them who smokes cigarettes while she plays. She seems cool.
This seems pretty rock
star.
I don't know
not enough to watch it, but yeah, I'm like, that's cool.
How John Daly of her. Anyway, I digress. But no, like, golf, horrible to watch. Then I would say football. Then I would say baseball is more exciting than football.
Baseball is way more exciting than football. I would say hockey has to be after football. I hate watching hockey.
Fair. You know what?
Can't see any. I just never know what's going on. The fights are all fake. I don't like. It's just annoying.
That's funny you bring up hockey. Like, I don't hate hockey, but when you talk about sports in Chicago, I don't like the Blackhawks do not exist in my brain.
Yeah,
I never think about it. Like you just brought up hockey. I was like, I never even thought about putting hockey in this list. It just, just does not register. Anyway, I'm sorry. Back to the meat and potatoes here. We're playing LAFC. Danny Belonga and Son. Let's they're gonna pass the ball to each other. What do we think is gonna happen in this game?
Score wise?
Yeah. What predictions? Score wise? Anything like? Is there a streaker in our future? What do you see in your crystal ball?
Well, score what? Well, what was our last? We won 2-0 in our last game.
No, 1-0. We held on to that penalty.
No, yeah. I would say. Oh, right, it was a penalty. I would say I'm gonna go with the win again. I'm gonna say 2-1, which I think actually is what I keep predicting, but I think it will be true this time. This will be the time where it's true because I do think the dynamics at Bridgeview are a little bit different. And sometimes I feel like it takes both, not just us, it takes both sides some getting used to. So I kind of feel like there will be goals conceded on both sides. I just think that we'll overcome.
I totally agree. Actually, 2-1 is the perfect shout. I almost feel like we'll go down 1-0 and end up winning 2-1. I think.
Yeah, I could see that.
LAFC is not like a great team, but they are definitely sneaky and just Danny Belonga, no matter what, is dangerous. No matter how bad the team is, he's always going to be dangerous. And, soccer, as much as it's a full-on team sport and one player can't change the world, all it takes is one player to be insane for you to lose a game. You know what I mean? So, it's a scary one. But I somehow am on the positivity train, man. My heart won't even let me tell you that the Fire are going to lose. I always think they're going to win. We've predicted them to win every game just because it just vibes based, man. But 2-1 is a really good
It's
show.
vibes based. Yeah, I'm sticking with that.
That's a really, really good shout. And speaking of really good shouts, there was something I was going to... one last thing before we leave. The Twisted Spoke is closing after 30 years. You look so confused. Twisted Spoke. It's like a restaurant-y bar thing with the biker thing. They did the Smut and Eggs on Saturday where it's porn and eggs.
First time hearing about it. It's like kind of near us. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it's eventually going to be turned into a soccer bar. So hopefully the Smut and Eggs become Smut and Soccer, and we've got a new spot to hang out. Yeah, I can't.
That'll be awesome.
I can't think of anything better. So, but no, in all seriousness, shout out to the Twisted Spoke closing after 30 years, and let's welcome our new soccer overlords, which, I mean, makes sense with new stadium. Because
right.
Well, like Violet said, how many soccer bars really are there in the city? And I can only name 3.
Not enough.
Good call. I can name 3, and then there's one fancy one on Grand somewhere. But AJ Hudson's, Cleo's, and the Globe. That's the only 3 I know.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with too. I feel like there is one more that I'm not thinking of. But also none of them are good MLS bars. Like none of them will actually play the Fire for you if there's literally anything else going on. So I would love for a bar where you could go and say, "Can you put the Chicago Fire on? Because we are in Chicago," and they don't look at you like, "Huh?" But the NBA like quasi playoffs are happening. Like, why would you want to? That literally happened at Cleo's. It's like, this is a soccer bar. Why is there basketball everywhere?
Cleo's. I know there's a lot of people that like Cleo's. I used to live walking distance from it, and I walked there, and I just never had a good time. Just never had a good time. But I did forget about one soccer bar that I'm going to throw to you that actually will play the Chicago Fire. Go Tavern. It's that bar that's also like a liquor store. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there plenty of times. They will. That's shocking. Good
Dude,
for them.
Did you not notice the Chicago Fire gear up in there?
I don't think I did. I guess, to be fair, it's been kind of a while since I've been there. Wow, that's good to know. Yep. Honestly, I'll definitely go there and watch it.
Yeah, because the Logan Squares were having watch parties there last year. I literally forgot about it. Anyway, that means it's time to end the show. Serena, thank you so much for joining me. Again, thank you, viewer and listener, for joining us. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and help us get to 500 subscribers. Comment, tell us how smart and or dumb and or beautiful we are. Anyway, Serena, got anything for the people before we say goodbye?
Just one last look at my nice card here. Is it so shiny? That's my last tidbit. I'm just like, I bought this, so now I have to look at it all the time. So you have to look at it too.
Phenomenal. Anyway, thanks everybody. We love you. Peace.